Britain is Broken posted this. A pub in New Brighton, England has been renamed the George Orwell and has the phrase "Big Brother is watching you" constantly projected on the side of the building. Bravo to whoever is behind this. It's hilarious, but it also tells you how serious the censorship is there now, with 12,000 people a year being arrested for things that they said on social media, essentially dissent, not liking the mass immigration policies. There we go. 2 + 2 = 5. He who controls the past controls the future. There's Keir. There's Keir Stormtrooper. Oh, he looks like a fanatic, doesn't he? Ministry of Truth. Ministry of Truth. So I like it. I love the fact they're doing this. The government will hate it. They'll probably arrest them all. Yeah, but good for them. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer says climate change for why millions of third world military-age Muslim men are coming to the UK. So they've got to come up with a reason. I mean, the thing is that they're just dead set on doing this, and they just have to find some reason. It's whatever they say is not the reason why they're doing it, but they have to keep kind of changing it up. Let's hear them here.
I think we need to look at every aspect of illegal migration, upstream, looking at the causes, which of course are often poverty, climate change, persecution. Look at the causes. I think we need to look at every aspect.
Yep, climate change. It's everything. It does. Climate change is responsible for everything. Everything. I think it might have had something to do with that Jimmy Kimmel getting suspended too. So Keir Starmer, he says he's going to force digital ID, like in China, right? Like in totalitarian countries. He's going to force digital ID on the British people, whether they like it or not. And they never tell you the actual reason why. If they told you the reason why, people wouldn't vote for them. So they have to make up things. So let's take a look.
One of our viewers got in touch and wanted us to ask this question. Ross Brown wanted us to ask you if you really believe that those profiting from human trafficking will think, oh dear, I have to check your digital ID now. I can't carry on paying you £1.50 an hour to work in my sweatshop.
I'm absolutely convinced that amongst the reasons that people travel through France, which is a safe country, to come to the United Kingdom, amongst the reasons is because it's easier to work in our legal economy than it is in other countries. And we have to deal with that.
Bosses who are prepared to hire people illegally are not asking them for their national insurance card. So what's the evidence? What makes you think they're suddenly going to ask them for a digital ID?
We need to be really clear. You must have ID, mandatory digital ID, in order to work, because we have to stop illegal working.
So I guess it was impossible to stop people from working illegally in the UK before the digital ID, and all through all of British history, everybody's just been completely flummoxed. How on earth could we prevent this? Well, you could prevent them from going into your country. That's one way. Also, some large percentage of them are never working anyway. They're just going straight onto benefits and are quite happy to do that, to just live off the British taxpayer. Obviously, this is not the reason. The reason is more control. Any left-wing government will move towards authoritarianism and control and central planning. It's not a bug. It's a feature of leftism, of progressivism, every single time. It's just part of their ideology, right? They think they know better than you. All right. So here is Nigel Farage. So he's leading the Reform Party, which is a new party, which has just come out of nowhere, really, and looks like they're set to win the next election. He says, I cannot think of a more dangerous initiative than this. We simply have to say no. So Nigel Farage and Reform have basically replaced the Conservative Party, that Conservative Party that has betrayed the voters over and over and over again in the UK, and now is, a shadow of its former self. Let's take a look at this.
Nigel, this is about global government control and a way to what? Redistribute the wealth away from the so-called wealthy nations to everybody else?
Well, it's about control, isn't it? I mean, this is the most glaring example we've ever seen from a prominent world leader. Von der Leyen is the president of the European Commission, 450 million people living within that union. Oh, and by the way, she's unelected. she's appointed, and here she is brazenly saying we need a digital ID card or app on our phones. Now, bear in mind, France and Germany are trialing this already. The European Union, she wants this to be enforced by the early 2030s and, may I add, backed up by a central bank digital currency, living in a cashless society. And now she wants the whole thing to go global. Can you imagine? On this ID card will be not just your date of birth, your gender, your eye color, your height, your approximate weight. There will be your vaccine status, your financial status, and goodness knows what else will be on that card. Can you imagine this data falling into the hands of bad actors? And if you think about it,
That's all.
I speak as somebody who's recently been debanked as a result of his political opinions. And this is happening in America too, as you well know, to lots of people. If we're not careful, we head towards a Chinese-style social credit system where unless you go along with the views of the day, you become a non-person. I cannot think of a more dangerous initiative than this.
These radical leftist leaders that we have in the West, well, in Canada, they have in the UK, they look at China, the totalitarian system there, and drool. They look at it with nothing but envy. Justin Trudeau admitted it live on camera.
There's a level of admiration I actually have for China, because their basic dictatorship is allowing them to actually turn their economy around on a dime and say we need to go green as fast as we need to start investing in solar.
They look at that and they drool. I mean, one click and you can deny somebody their entire life, banking, healthcare, travel, whatever. You can just one click and deny them every service. Yeah, I'm not comfortable with that. I don't want to live in China. I don't want my country to become like China. And this is being pushed everywhere. This Carney will try and bring this to Canada. Guaranteed. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. Please like, share, and subscribe. Subscribing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.